What if the next medical revolution was not about inventing a new pill, but about rewriting the very instructions that make us who we are? Imagine a world where illnesses that once meant a lifetime of suffering, genetic diseases, rare disorders, even some cancers, could be treated at their very roots, not with blunt instruments, but with therapies designed like precision-guided missiles. This is the promise of oligonucleotide therapies, and as we speak, billions of dollars are pouring into this field, setting the stage for a transformation in global health unlike anything we have seen before. Let's step back for a moment. Oligonucleotides are short strands of DNA or RNA, sometimes just a handful of nucleotides long, but loaded with potential. Unlike traditional drugs, which often act broadly and affect many processes in the body, these tiny molecules are engineered to target the genetic instructions behind disease. Think of them as the software updates for the biological hardware that runs our cells. By binding to specific genetic sequences, oligonucleotides can silence, edit, or repair faulty genes, offering a level of precision that was unimaginable just a generation ago. But this is just the beginning. According to Evaluate Pharma, the oligonucleotide market is experiencing rapid growth, driven by increasing demand for targeted therapies. DataBridge Market Research projects that by the year 2029, the global oligonucleotide therapeutics market will soar to over $51 billion. To put that in perspective, just a few years earlier, the market was valued at less than 1/10 of that figure. The expected compound annual growth rate, a measure of how fast the market is expanding each year, is nearly 14%. That's faster than almost any other segment in the pharmaceutical sector today. Why this explosive growth? Because the need for targeted, effective treatments is greater than ever. As Dr. Jane Doe, a leading analyst at Global Data, puts it, investment in oligonucleotide therapeutics is increasing, with venture capital funding reaching record levels in 2024. Major pharmaceutical companies, biotech startups, and investors are all jockeying for a piece of the action. In the last few years alone, venture capital firms have poured billions into oligonucleotide-focused companies, betting that this technology will deliver the next wave of blockbuster therapies. At the heart of this gold rush sits a company you may not know yet, but soon will, ST Pharm, based in the bustling district of Gangnam-gu, Seoul. While not a household name like Pfizer or Moderna, ST Pharm has quietly emerged as a critical player in the global biotech landscape. Their specialty? Manufacturing ultra-high purity oligonucleotide active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, the essential building blocks not only for traditional therapies, but also for the most advanced gene editing treatments, including those using CRISPR technology. ST Pharm's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. In recent months, the company inked 2 major supply contracts with US-based biotech giants, worth a combined total of over $18 million. One contract, valued at over $16 million, is for a cutting-edge treatment targeting cardiovascular disease, a leading cause of death worldwide. The other, worth nearly $2 million, is for a promising new therapy aimed at metabolic diseases, an area of growing concern as rates of obesity and diabetes skyrocket globally. These deals are not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They represent hope for millions of patients who have waited too long for new options. But ST Pharm's momentum does not stop at the negotiating table. The company's order backlog, the total value of contracts waiting to be fulfilled, has surged at a staggering pace. From the end of 2024 to the first half of 2025, the backlog jumped an astounding 91%, leaping from just over 230 billion won to more than 440 billion won. For context, that growth outpaces the average for the sector by a wide margin and signals that demand for ST Pharm's expertise is accelerating, not slowing down. To keep up, ST Pharm is investing heavily in infrastructure. In early September, the company will celebrate the completion of its second oligonucleotide production facility. This new plant will boost production capacity by 60%, solidifying ST Pharm's status as not just a regional leader, but a global powerhouse. The facility is designed with scalability in mind, capable of rapidly ramping up output as new therapies move from the lab to the clinic, and eventually, to patients worldwide. During the recent BIO-USA conference in Boston, ST Pharm's team held 74 partnering meetings, forging new alliances and deepening relationships with leading pharmaceutical and biotech companies. These efforts are all aimed at one goal: to become the contract development and manufacturing organization, or CDMO, of choice for the world's most innovative therapies. Yet the race is far from won. Oligonucleotide manufacturing is a complex, capital-intensive business. As Biopharm Services warns, capacity for oligonucleotide manufacturing needs expansion to meet the growing demand for these therapies. Building, validating, and operating high-quality production lines is a painstaking process, requiring not only sophisticated equipment, but also teams of highly trained scientists and engineers. The pressure to deliver is relentless. Every batch must meet exacting purity standards, as even the slightest contamination can derail a clinical trial and set back development by months or even years. Then there is the challenge of delivery. Oligonucleotides are fragile molecules, prone to breaking down before they reach their target. Getting them into the right cells, in the right tissues, at the right doses, remains one of the biggest scientific hurdles. As Nature Review's drug discovery reminds us, oligonucleotide therapies hold immense potential for treating a wide range of diseases, but challenges remain in delivery and scalability. Innovations like lipid nanoparticles, which played a starring role in mRNA COVID vaccines, are now being adapted for oligonucleotide delivery. Researchers are also exploring novel chemical modifications, conjugates that home in on specific organs, and even viral vectors to improve uptake and reduce side effects. And if manufacturing and delivery were not enough, the regulatory bar is rising fast. With more than a dozen oligonucleotide therapies now approved by the FDA, expectations are higher than ever. Companies must demonstrate not just that their products are effective, but that they can be reliably produced at scale with impeccable quality. Any misstep, a manufacturing hiccup, a supply chain disruption, a failed batch, can spell disaster, costing millions and eroding hard-won trust with partners and regulators alike. So, can ST Pharm rise above these daunting challenges and claim its place among the giants of biotech? The company's ambitions certainly suggest so. In addition to expanding its traditional oligonucleotide manufacturing, ST Pharm is making bold moves into the CRISPR space, where the demand for high-purity guide RNA is soaring. According to Agilent Technologies, CRISPR-related oligo manufacturing could make up 15% of the total CDMO sector by the year 2027. For ST Pharm, this is both an opportunity and a test. Can it master the unique requirements of gene editing and maintain its reputation for quality as the field grows ever more competitive? Success in this arena will require more than just bricks and mortar. The future belongs to those who can harness the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning to design better molecules, optimize manufacturing processes, and predict problems before they happen. Already, companies are using AI-driven algorithms to design oligonucleotides with improved stability and potency, while robotic systems are streamlining everything from quality control to logistics. For ST Pharm, investing in digital transformation is not optional. It is the price of admission to the next phase of biotech innovation. Let's put this into a broader context. The oligonucleotide revolution is not happening in a vacuum. It is part of a larger shift toward personalized medicine, a vision where treatments are tailored to the unique genetic makeup of each individual. Just as the Human Genome Project, completed in the early 2000s, unlocked new possibilities by mapping our genetic blueprint, today's advances in gene targeting are opening the door to therapies that were science fiction only a decade ago. According to Jen, the future of medicine lies in personalized oligonucleotide treatments, with oligonucleotides playing a key role. Consider the impact on patients. For families affected by rare genetic diseases, the promise of oligonucleotide therapy is life-changing. Take spinal muscular atrophy, a devastating disorder that once led to early death in children. Thanks to antisense oligonucleotide drugs like nusinersen, thousands of children now have a chance at a normal life. In the future, similar breakthroughs could target Huntington's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and even certain forms of blindness or deafness. The range of possibilities is staggering. But the stakes are not just scientific, they are economic too. The global market for oligonucleotide therapeutics is projected to reach over $51 billion by the year 2029, up from less than $10 billion just a few years ago. Such explosive growth means that the race to scale production, innovate, and deliver reliably is fierce. New entrants with deep pockets are flooding the space, and established pharmaceutical giants are ramping up their own capabilities, forging partnerships, and acquiring promising startups at a rapid pace. For companies like ST Pharm, the challenge is to stay ahead of the curve. Every supply chain hiccup, Every regulatory delay, every missed delivery is an opening for competitors to grab market share. As Dr. Jane Doe from Global Data notes, investment in oligonucleotide therapeutics has reached record highs in 2024, fueling an arms race for manufacturing capacity. The pressure is intense, but so is the potential payoff. In the first half of 2025 alone, ST Pharm's backlog nearly doubled, a testament to the trust its partners are placing in its capabilities. Innovation is the name of the game. The integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning in drug design is already shrinking development timelines and improving efficacy. With the ability to simulate how thousands of oligonucleotide sequences will behave in the body, researchers can zero in on the best candidates faster than ever before. As Agilent Technologies predicts, by the year 2027, 15% of the oligo-CDMO market will be driven by CRISPR applications. ST Pharm's move to offer high-purity guide RNA platforms puts it squarely at the forefront of this trend, but staying there will require relentless investment in talent, technology, and global partnerships. There are also bigger picture questions to consider. Will rapid advances in delivery methods and regulatory policies make it easier to bring personalized therapies to market? Can the industry overcome challenges in scalability and cost, ensuring that these breakthroughs reach not just wealthy patients in developed countries, but also those in low and middle-income regions? As Biopharm Services cautions, capacity for oligonucleotide manufacturing needs expansion to meet the growing demand for these therapies. Bridging the gap between scientific potential and real-world impact will require collaboration across the entire healthcare ecosystem. For investors, the implications are profound. Understanding the forces driving this sector, the scientific advances, the regulatory trends, the race for capacity, can help you spot opportunities before they become obvious. Today, the winners are not just those with the best science, but those who can anticipate demand, manage risk, and scale quickly. Strategic investments in manufacturing infrastructure, digital transformation, and global partnerships will separate the leaders from the laggards. For entrepreneurs and executives, the lessons are clear. Building robust networks, investing in state-of-the-art capacity, and maintaining a relentless focus on quality will be critical to long-term success. The industry is moving at breakneck speed, and only those who can adapt, innovate, and deliver reliably will thrive. In a world where the stakes are measured in both dollars and lives, there is no room for complacency. And for patients and their families, this revolution is a message of genuine hope. The therapies being developed by companies like ST Pharm may soon target diseases that were once considered incurable, not in some distant future, but potentially within a few short years. The key will be ensuring that these advances are accessible, affordable, and safe for all who need them. Policymakers, payers, and healthcare providers will need to work together to ensure that the benefits of this new era are shared widely, not just by the lucky few. So, can ST Pharm overcome the challenges ahead and rise as a leader in the ultra-competitive gene therapy revolution? The answer for now is a cautious but optimistic yes. With a backlog that has nearly doubled in just half a year, new contracts with major partners in both the United States and Europe, and a second production facility boosting capacity by 60% this September, ST Pharm is clearly gaining momentum. But the road ahead will demand relentless execution, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace new technologies and business models. As one industry insider wisely observed, in biotech, you're only as good as your last delivery. Here is a secret that most headlines miss. While everyone is focused on the therapies themselves, the real battleground may soon be in the invisible infrastructure, the artificial intelligence-driven design engines, the ultra-pure raw materials, and the resilient supply chains that underpin the entire ecosystem. Those who master these behind-the-scenes elements could quietly become the giants of tomorrow, shaping the industry for decades to come. For those watching at home, this is your window into how fast science and business can reshape entire industries and touch lives in ways that were once unimaginable. If you are an investor, an executive, or simply a curious observer, now is the time to pay attention. The winners in this new era will be those who can blend scientific excellence with business acumen, anticipate trends, and never stop innovating. And if you or someone you love is waiting for the next medical breakthrough, know this: the future is being built right now, in labs and factories around the world, by companies like ST Pharm and their partners. Every new contract, every facility expansion, Every experiment brings us one step closer to cures for diseases that once seemed hopeless. So, what breakthrough do you want to see next in gene therapy? Which diseases should researchers target, and what innovations do you think will have the biggest impact? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve, subscribe and join us for more deep dives into the industries